Hello, I am Shay Jackson, and today I will be demonstrating how you can automate your social media posts. The tools I will be using are Google Sheets, Make.com, Google News, and also Claude, or you can use ChatGPT. We'll get into that later. So on my screen is what Make.com calls the scenario. I'll call it the workflow. I will be starting with a Google Sheet. This is the trigger. A trigger you can think of is like the party starter. The party starter. Nothing happens. The party does not get started until the trigger sets it off. The trigger again is Google Sheets, and here is my Google Sheet. You see I call it Social Media Power. Here is my Google Sheet, Social Media Power. Right now it's blank. I do have some headings. I have my idea, the description, post and picture for LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, X just has a post, Facebook, and also Pinterest. So let's go back to Make.com. What I'm going to do, and I'll click in and just try to give an overview. This is the sheet that I'm working with, and you will see that it truly is the sheet that we will be on, that we are on. The sheet name is Demo. I'll quickly show you. Here is the tab. It's Demo, and the headers, which are important, and I'm just running it just one time. Now, the trigger that I'm using for Google Sheets is watch new row. Basically, I'm telling Google Sheets, hey, when there's a new row, it's time to get the party started, okay? So once there's a new row, there's information entered into a new row, it's then going to go to Perplexity. If you've never heard of Perplexity before, it's like ChatGPT and the internet with internet functions. Now, ChatGPT at the time of this recording may have internet functions, but I started using Perplexity when it did it. So by default or habit, that is what I use. I'll click in real quick into Perplexity, and here is my prompt. You are an experienced content creator. Your task is to create a 200 to 300 word summary and ensure it's current, relevant, and likely to spark interest among readers on the following topic. How does it know what topic it needs to use? Well, here you see it opened up, and it's referencing the Google Sheet. But what if you have a lot of Google Sheet applications? As you see, I have. Here is one of the magics of Make.com. As I hover over it, look at the Google Sheets. You see it's pulsating. That shows you what application you're working on. There's one thing that I also wanted to say, because I don't want to dive in and get too technical. I just want to demonstrate the power, how I am able to connect to Perplexity. Also, Google Sheets is through APIs. So Make.com is known as the glue that holds the internet together, which I agree, because if you have an API, you can use it in Make.com. Now, let's say you have an application that doesn't have an API. Well, Make.com has webhooks for that. That's for another video. Okay, so I'm referencing my idea. You see it's A, column A. Going quickly to my Google Sheet, you see column A is the idea. Okay, we're going to close that up, and I have another Google Sheet, and it's updating the row. The only thing that I really want this row to update is B, the description, because I want to be able to see the information, the response that Perplexity gives. Now, how do I get this information? I'm glad you asked. I'm clicking into my box, and if you notice, this pops up. I am going to Choices, Message, and then Content. Now, right now, you see that there's some wording and there's some information that's filled in. That's because I did some test runs so that that information could be populated. And that's all that is. I know that we haven't done anything yet, but that's where that information comes from. So for this, I just wanted to populate the description because, again, I want to see the information that Perplexity is giving, because I can maybe chop up that information and make more social media posts. Okay. Now, here is my router, and I'm going to zoom in just a little bit, and I just want you to see it says first, second, third, all the way to fifth. That is how the router is going to run, okay? The router, and there are times where more advanced, where you can choose which route it takes, but for this, we will go in sequential order. So first we have our LinkedIn, and I did name it LinkedIn. Now you may be unfamiliar with this application or this logo. This is Anthropic Claude, and we'll be using Claude in just a moment. Okay, I have a prompt for Claude, and I'll show you this one, and all of the rest have similar prompts. Basically, I'm saying that your social media, just like your prompting if you use ChatGPT, Perplexity, or Claude, you're a social media manager, and I'm referencing the article. And again, I want to show you, you see Perplexity is pulsating. I want whatever the response is, I want Claude in this for LinkedIn to use it to summarize, give key insights, and give information, okay? But in order for it to do it, I have to link back to the response that Perplexity gives, and I'll show you how you get that information. Make sure you're in Perplexity, and again, you see it's pulsating, so you know you're at the correct application. I'm going to go to Choices, Message, and then Content, and that is what I put in here. You just drag and drop it, okay? So I'm going to close out of that. And I also wanted to create a image. I'm using DALL-E 3, and I'm referencing whatever text, and I'm going to go to Content, Text, whatever text it comes up with. That's how I wanted to create my image. And I want to show you all something just to show you why it shouldn't be 100% automated. Here is my message. Do not, do y'all see it's in all caps? Do not include text, letters, numbers, or digits, just an image, okay? That is my direction for DALL-E 3. And what I wanted to do is go to my Google Sheet, and it is updating the row. And if you notice, I'm still here, social media power. That's my the Google Sheet we're using. And all I wanted to do for this prompt, because it's LinkedIn, is update the column with LinkedIn post, which is C, and also the LinkedIn pic, the URL. And I'll just go back for quick reference so you can see LinkedIn post is C, LinkedIn pic is D. And that is the same with every single one of them. I'm ready to dive in and show you the magic. Okay, so you may be thinking, this is great, Shay. Okay, amazing. But I'm not creative enough to come up with the content. That is where my issue is. I got you. So for my example, a use case is, let's say I was working with a estate lawyer, and I'm creating content for her or him. What I can do is two things, and I'm going to show you two different ways you can come up with information. I'm going to go to Google News. Remember, I am dealing with an estate attorney, okay? And what I'm going to do is type in estate planning. This is Google News. You get there by news.google.com. I'm going to type in estate planning, and I want to see if there are any topics that kind of catches my attention. Oh, we're at the end of the year. Here is year-end estate planning update strategies for 2025. Oh, I might want to use that. And it's by the National Law Review, which is pretty cool. So I'm going to go into that article. And the reason that you want to click into the article, I could have just copied and pasted the URL, but I want to go into the article because some news articles have subscriptions. One that readily comes to mind is Wall Street Journal. I'm not sure if you can pull that article if you just have the URL and it's blocked by a paywall. So you want to click in just to make sure, okay, this is an article I can use. Scroll down. Okay, it has a lot of good information. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this URL and I'm going to put it into my first row. And you see right here, this is the article. Let's go to Make to watch the magic happen. I'm going to start, and let me say something right quick. You see these ones? That's because I've already ran, and that shows you that the scenario is successful because it has the one in the bubble. Okay. I'm going to choose where to start. And I'm going to choose my first URL or the first row, and I'm going to run it. And it's starting off, you see it has a 1. Now you see, and it'll kind of go around as like a timer. When it makes full circle, you know that it's successful. Okay, and you saw how it shot up to, the router shot up to 1, LinkedIn. So it's starting that prompt. And once it has 1s for everything, we're going to go to the Google Sheet. And here we are. Okay, here is my LinkedIn post, maximize your estate planning for 2025. And I'm going to stay on this Google Sheet because I want you to see how everything populates. Here, I think this is Facebook. Let's look and see what our LinkedIn post is. Maximize your estate planning for 2025. As we wrap up 2024, it's crucial to focus on year-end estate planning, and it continues on. Here are some key takeaways for that article. Here are some strategies, and it tries to engage the reader by saying, what strategies will you be implementing to secure your financial future? Okay. Now, here's my description, and you can say, dog Shay, that's a lot of information. It is, and as I mentioned, you can possibly look through this information to generate another type of post, okay? All of them have been completely successfully populated, and if you notice, there are no posts that look the same or start the same, which is good. Let's look at these pictures. This is where the other 5%, because listen, the pictures, did y'all notice I said do not include words, letters, text, and if you notice, it has that. Now, my question to you is, if you would have put this on 100 automation, I'm sitting it and forgetting it. I don't have to worry about it. Let's just generate the post. What if this was your brand and this is the pic that was on there? It kind of discredits your brand. It's not a good look, and it shows, to me, it's just like, it's just sloppy work and not taking that extra step just to make sure that the picture looks good. So I would absolutely not use this picture for that post. So let's look at some other ones. And that's again where I said, I wouldn't 100% automate it because I need to see, number one, do the prompts look good? And they do. Based on the information, the description that was given, it looks good. You see it uses emojis. We have hashtags, everything. But, you know, I just want to also make sure that my pictures are on point. Again, great picture, but It has words, so I wouldn't use this one. And the way that you can go around that is I would put this in ChatGPT. I believe it's the plus version. I've had the plus version for a little while, so I'm not sure if the free version you're able to use DALL-E 3, but I would put the prompt in and I would ask it to create a photorealistic image just like I did before, so that I can look and I could keep regenerating it until I get a picture that I like. But that's all. Did you see how quick that was? A minute, maybe not even that long. Here again, I wouldn't use this information. Listen, the picture is cute, but this wording is a no-go. Okay, and let me see the last picture. Because what could happen is if you have one good picture, you might be able to use that. Oh, and look, that's what I'm talking about. These are cute, but this is a great example of why it shouldn't be 100% automated. These are great pictures, but right now, as you see, AI is not able to follow complete directions, because you see I had do not in capital letters, do not use text, letters. I only want an image. However, it didn't. It put words as well. And I wouldn't want to, especially if I'm working with an attorney, professional, elite, those are not the type of pictures or representation that I'm sure a lawyer would want to have. That's why I would never, now 95%, I'll show you all, 95%, maybe 97% automation, but I would never suggest 100 automation. That's my opinion. I want some type of human element, and you are able to see why. So let's try another one. Okay, so let's say that I'm working with a personal injury lawyer, and I'm looking through and Google News, I can't really find anything, and I just want to come up with some topics. So I'm going to go to Claude, or you can use ChatGPT, and my prompt is, you are an experienced content creator that specializes in creating engaging and thoughtful social media posts. Create 12 topics for a personal injury lawyer. Okay. And let's see. And the reason that I put 12, you could put 25, you can put how many ever you want. I wouldn't just put one or two, because what if you don't like them? You want to give yourself options, okay? So I'm looking through, and let me see if I see one that catches my eye. Oh, look, know your rights. 5 steps to take immediately after a car accident. That sounds like a good post. I will say, I am kind of hesitant. We're going to use this one, but I'm kind of hesitant because it has the number 5 in there. And I don't want it to think it could use 5. So I'm going to try something else. Understanding workplace injury claims. What compensation can you seek? Oh, that's a good one. So I'm going to copy this. I'm going to go back to my Google Sheet and enter it into my next row. Okay. And we are going to get the party started again. All right, we're going to go to make.com, and we're going to just run it once. Now, before I continue, because you'll say, where's the automation? Well, I'm just demonstrating, but one thing that you can do with Make is you can schedule how often you want something to run. Okay, so if I turn this on, it'll ask me, and again, the workflow, what I call workflow, make.com calls a scenario. You can change it to once a day. And you could put in the time that you want it to run. You could do every day. There's so many things that you can do where this is a sit and forget. Once I create my put in the information that I need. One is in my Google Sheets, I need to have topics. I need to have URLs that I may want to use, because it'll run, but if you don't have anything and it's watching for the new row and it's going one row at a time, then it'll run, but you won't get any results. Okay, that's a user error, not make.com. All right, so I'm just running it once just to show a demo, but once we have everything set up and good, the only thing that you are left to do is scheduling it. And then all you would have to do is go to your Google Sheet every day just to check and see, oh, it's starting to run it. Did I run it? Oh, I must have did. Sorry. I didn't know I had already read it. But you could go in and just check the post and see if it's something that you agree to. And in the next video, I'll show a little bit more advanced of how you can make an approval for the different posts. And then that, once you give your approval, then it'll post automatically to your social media platform. But again, I've already told you all, I wouldn't do 100% because there does need to be some type of human interaction with it, so that you can make sure this is your brand and you need to be involved a little bit. But do you see how quick? I didn't even know it was running, and it's not even a whole minute. All of my social media content has been created. Okay, we said we chose, what was our topic again? Understanding workplace injury claims. What compensation can you seek? And that's what it's talking about. Work accidents can be devastating, but knowing your rights is crucial. As an employee, you may be entitled to compensation, and it goes into that. Here are my hashtags: workplace injury, employee rights, legal advice. Accidents at work can be overwhelming. You see all of the posts. These are good posts. Now let's look and see what this picture looks like. You know, that'd be my hesitancy. Okay. It's a group of lawyers. I would have wanted something more accident related. Let's see. Okay, I would use this one. Because we're in the workplace, and this is a pretty decent post. I mean, a pretty decent picture. Okay, let's see about this one. Okay. I will say I'm a critique when it comes to pictures and what I'm posting, because again, if I was posting for a lawyer, it has to be a very, very good picture, just to just establish and set the tone of your brand. Okay, but it's okay, pretty decent. I'll be honest. Some people may use that. I wouldn't use it. I would look for another one. But here are all my posts, and it is relevant to the topic that I put in. And you see how quick I was able to do that. That is it for my demonstration of what I call social media power, being able to input. And I have Google Sheets, but you can use Airtable, any type of database you can use that you have, if it has an API like I mentioned, or using a webhook so that possibly I can trigger, you could trigger watching the new row so that the party can get started. You don't have to use Google Sheets. Again, you could use Airtable, Notion, but just putting in, you saw a URL or a topic, how you were able to get social media posts in under a minute. I am Shay Jackson. I hope you enjoyed this demonstration. Have a great day.